We have 3 bombs. My bad. Hit that bomb. My bad. I did have a nap right before this race.
All right, hello everyone. Welcome to SpeedGaming 3. To Casual Boots tournament here between Specks and Exile. This is game 2 of their 2-game set here. I believe Specks took the first game, so let's see what will happen in the second game. So a couple minutes in, luckily this is just Casual Boots, so the first few minutes are just a standard escape sequence. So not really missing anything. Okay, well, got a book in the Zelda cell, so we'll see what that turns into later on. But yeah, first few minutes are just a quick 5 minutes, just standard escape sequence. Again, I'm Excalibur, and I'm joined by on commentary by Blue Link. How you doing?
I don't even know what item.
Oh, I'm good.
Start. Can't even tell.
Mildly distracted for a second, sorry.
With this heart count, I'm gonna stop to grab 2 pots.
Tracking is Artistar 2942, so he'll be keeping track of all the items. Keep us up to speed on anything we might miss.
Looks like about a 356 sewer
so
entry.
Not a whole lot here. Again, it's just the early escape. See,
That's
they
notably
have
better
the
than
small
yesterday.
key, so don't know if they found the map yet.
See if I can get all my key dashes.
See if they have to go to the back and open up the back chest. Okay, blue boomerang. Okay, that's from stunning safety, I guess.
Might line that up correctly, but my sewers yesterday was really good.
Looks like we've got a small audio problem. I'm working on that.
A little too far to the left there. Been doing that room a lot better lately. Wasn't quite lined up for the dash there.
Alright, so we did see the map in the back of Escape, so they will open the chest in the back of Saint.
Oh no, it's stuck.
So unfortunately, it looks like neither of our runners'
that was one
audio
of
is
my
actually
fastest
usable,
ever
so we're gonna have
escapes.
to stick with the background music for the stream here.
I haven't broken 510 before. Gotta start with ether. Cool.
Alright, we'll see what we can do with that.
So yesterday,
looked like they back of Saint
Seed
had
was insanely
ether,
fast.
so we'll
I'd
see if
like to
that
have a
gets into
slower
play. I
seed.
mean, that is useful for mini Moldorm Cave. That's pretty much makes that
You're enjoying
free.
your-
All right, what did I miss? Ether and a book, it looks like.
Yeah, I really haven't missed too much. Yeah, Book was in Zelda's cell, Ether and back of Sank. Not going to do Aga for the 300 rupees on Lumberjack Ledge. I don't think we've seen any map checks yet, so I'm kind of curious to see if it's a bunch of crystals, pendants, what we might be dealing with.
Okay, first look at Kakariko, Specks into Blind's basement. Oh wow, Bombos and a glove.
Already kind of a loaded basement. Okay, so that's 2 medallions, a glove. Okay, that's so the back is okay.
Very nice.
So that is almost Dark World access there. Just needing a hammer or the other glove.
Okay, a bottle in the well. Nice to have to visit Sick Kid while we're here.
Yeah, it's good to get some of those convenient items, because sometimes I've seen Sick Kid be skipped because you don't get a bottle until very late in the seed.
Oh, that was
really
a very
fast.
quick map check from Exile. I saw a crystal at Hera, and that's about it.
I saw it was a regular crystal at Eastern. I did not see Desert at all. Didn't have time to look
Okay.
at that.
Well, when we get our Dark World map check, we can hopefully reverse engineer it.
I mean, was it a regular crystal at Hera, or is it a red?
I think it was regular. And how about that arrow? The most expensive arrow in the game, except maybe for Zora. Yeah, okay, the second most expensive arrow in the game.
Well, at least now the run's valid. Got the single arrow. It's already picked up a few heart containers. That's some amount of safety. Let's see, our tracker here, Eastern Tower here is regular crystals, DP. Desert was pendant. Okay, so tracker keeping us up to speed on this. It
Thank
looked like
you.
it was a regular pendant, not the green one. Yeah, definitely not going to be saving and quitting. You definitely want that. It's looking like the lamp.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of races where a lack of lamp caused more than a couple of problems.
It's mainly if they were to go through the more difficult dark rooms. So you've got Pod, and maybe if they're doing Castle Tower for some reason. Yeah, those dark rooms can, if you haven't memorized the path, then you get a bit tricky.
Yeah, and being just a hammer or glove from Dark World access, we're gonna hope we don't need to do Aga Tower.
Well, at least they still have plenty of checks. They can do at least the front of Eastern, do part of the mountain. Logical access to Old Man. They got the mini mold orb and all that.
Okay, a second bottle. Exile is opting to head to South Shore and giving us a double check of that map.
Yeah, that was a nice, like 5 seconds to look at that. Plenty of time to see is, yeah, 2 regular crystals and a vanilla pendant.
Yep, just proving that our trackers are always infallible. They're never, ever wrong, except when they want to test us.
Gotta make sure, keep us on our toes.
Okay, more heart containers, a mushroom.
Yeah, otherwise not a whole lot in any Moldorm Cave. I mean, outside that mushroom. so Exile doesn't have any magic, so it can't use the medallions. Well, we could use it now, but there's only one. Yeah, they just take out that last one.
Alright, Specks setting up the water walk. Exile's doing something different.
Yeah, looking like going to Agina. Or maybe even Desert. Could even scout out Desert or even clear it, actually. You got Lamp. You got Glove.
Yeah, good point. Pendant Desert, mind you. That'd be a choice.
Probably not a big incentive, especially if they can find 2 items in front. Let's see, Waterfall Fairy, nothing much there. I believe the Hylia Island was powder.
That is right.
So, may not be too interested in getting that. Wow, another heart container. This is a pretty healthy seed already.
Zora Ledge, just 20 rupees. So we're gonna maybe come back much later with money.
Yeah, that might be maybe what Exile's thinking. Maybe, try to find some, like a 300 somewhere, and then you can just group all the water checks, Zora checks together.
Specks doing a fake flipper to go deliver the mushroom right away.
Now, I think he just saved and quit, so let's see, he might consider save scumming this if a mushroom has nothing.
Good point, yes. And is it? It's just 10 arrows, but he doesn't care. Okay. Quake, the first item in Desert, a 15-minute coin collection.
So, don't really care what my or TR entry is, we just get in no matter what, so... Alright, so Specks will be following suit should be following suit the Desert. And yeah, that had to be the small key, so maybe check of the right side.
Yeah, the key layout making us make the long dash all the way across. ₹20. That's the second item, so Exile is out of there.
Yeah, so that's a good thing to see, since Desert's not a green pendant, so unless Pedestal happens to have something, but they'll just come back and clear it whenever, if that's the case.
Yeah, you've already picked up the big key, so you can just go straight to the back. Alright, looks like Exile's gonna deliver the mushroom, and then you have to think one of our runners is gonna head up the mountain soon.
Yeah, well, there's not a lot they can do on mountain. It's either mountain or eastern, so it's not a whole lot. I'm gonna think Exile's gonna also save scum that mushroom. Even the powder's there, but you don't know when you're gonna get mirror flippers. Could be really late in the seed.
Interesting, they're both saving and quitting on that mushroom delivery.
I mean, it was probably convenient. They happened to just finish scouting, save and quit, and I was like, you know what, I might as well just turn in that mushroom, just see what it is, and if it's nothing, I'll just save scum it, if they happen to find Samaria early on. Yeah, it's looking like Exile going to be taking the first look at the mountain. Not a lot to do. It's just a couple checks, actually.
Yeah, just Old Man and Speck Rock, and then we can look at the top of Speck Rock.
think just 2 checks and that's it. And because so far the seed is not really telling us where to go, because we don't have Aga access either. Need another sword or the cape.
Well, at this point, there are a number of items we could find that would give us some direction. So, hopefully we get some of that soon. Well, that's not direction. Exile gonna refill his hearts for cabbage insurance. Specks correctly counts his items and is saving and quitting out of desert. Alright, Spec, just a piece of heart.
Okay, I guess it's over to Eastern then, because I think that's all they have left. That's in... I mean, Zora, you could farm money. Oh, that would be pretty cruel. They have gloves. They probably just go into the... Maybe, I think, right by the desert, and you can just go in and out to get the repeat... what's like...
50, I think?
50 rupee, yeah. It's like 50 rupees or something like that. So, I mean... I don't think either has done Houlihan, so that's a possibility. Could... I mean, Specks could do that, because that would give enough money. But now it's like kind of a get out of the way check at this point.
Right, Exile is sensibly, I think, continuing on into Eastern here.
I don't think Exile has too much of a choice outside of Zora, so yeah, just might as well go into Eastern. You know, if you get money and nothing in Eastern, then Zora's gonna have to give something.
It reminds me of one seed a long time ago where both runners were just farming rupees for a solid couple minutes, and the columns were just cracking jokes.
I mean, it's even more painful if you don't have a glove. Like, you can't get into the basements, and you have to go to, like...
Blind's house?
Yeah. That's, like, going down the stairs. That takes more time, and it's only 30 rupees at a time.
Well, potentially 3 items here.
Okay, we're hoping we don't just see the dungeon item collection first, because that's gonna force an item on Armos.
Alright, do we have a vanilla compass? Oh goodness.
Oh boy. I think even the map was vanilla as well.
You might be right, yeah. Okay, vanilla bow, let's go.
Okay,
Nope.
That's not it. It would be funny if like half the dungeon here is like vanilla. You got map, compass, bow. And, like Armos probably has like another heart container or something.
Yeah, Eastern only having 6 checks at least is closer to that being possible. Still extremely unlikely, but I'm sure out of all the seeds generated at some point it must have happened. Well, maybe not, who knows, I don't know. Okay, what do we have here? 20 rupees.
Oh no, that's okay.
Are we actually forced into Zora now?
That's just Zora now. I'm trying to think if there's any other checks. I don't think there are. Let's see. What do we have left at this point besides Zora?
I'm coming up blank. I think that's it. Oh,
Okay,
but
so-
Exile hasn't done the water checks and he hasn't seen Zora Ledge, so if he's hoping for money here, he's going to be disappointed.
Yeah, no, Specks, Specks doing what I would think he's doing. He's got enough money, and then you add the hula hand. Oh, man, this is... So this seed is going to force you to basically farm some money in maybe right before desert.
Well, at least it was kind enough to give us, some 50s or whatever we got earlier.
Alright, so now Zora doesn't necessarily have to drop an actual path. He doesn't have to drop the hammer, sword, cape. There's still a few other things he could donate over. So let's see. Could give shovel. That'd be really mean. Could give the bow, force you right back into Eastern. Could give mirror, which would give Hera. And Ether Temple can't get, but Hera. Hookshot would give Paradox Caves, all of East Death Mountain. So there's still some options. This is not necessarily going to be given straight progression.
Yeah, the flippers would put the camper in logic.
Yeah.
Oh, Exile, getting the bad news.
So you're going to have to think about Houlihan at this point. You should be... Yeah, you gotta be thinking that, okay, I got no checks left. I gotta be thinking about Houlihan. Or at least farming money in some way.
Alright, Zora, you gotta have something. The hookshot, okay.
Oh, no! Okay, so someone in the chat, organic artist. Okay, alright. We'll give you a point for that one.
And... this one opens quite a few checks, much more than a couple other options that we could have got there.
Yeah, so that gives all of East Death Mountain, so that's 7 checks or something. Basically all of Paradox Cave, so, okay. Exile is going to be setting up for Houlihan. See if he gets that down. There we go. Pretty much have to get every rupee here.
Oh, well, that's just rude. 300 in Paradox.
Just to mock you. It's like, nah, you had to work for that money, but we'll give you some extra. After you don't need it anymore. I mean, they still need it for other stuff. Okay, so what do we got here? A sword. Oh, that is not... okay. Now this opens up some options. Okay.
My goodness. Okay, we have choices. Wow.
Wow, that is like the Paradox hype jackpot here.
Wow, so we can go right to Dark Death Mountain after this. Eastern's completable now. We have Dark World access, but not... Oh no, we have the flippers, so we have all of Dark World access now, right?
Yeah, Aga is, I think, down to just Pyramid Fairy having the hammer or something weird like that. Oh man, that's like one of the most stacked Paradox caves I've seen. I think only one chest up there was like just money, I think, and the other 4 were like all progression. Maybe not the best thing for runners, because it's like, where do you go at this point? Because like so much has opened up.
Well, this is great now because you get to see some of the runners' decision-making processes and what they want to prioritize.
Yeah, because where do you want to go? You go for like density, but you got your options. I mean, eventually they're gonna run over each other's steps later on. Okay, and there's Exile getting that hook shot. Will certainly be fast to follow into Paradox Cave.
And he's left with exactly 1 rupee.
Alright, so I guess we're going to assume the regular hype cave is going to be trash. If a Paradox cave had all the massive goods in it. And again, even that 300 rupees, that will cover pod, that'll cover the dig game, chess game, so all that's covered.
I wonder if we're going to get a map check from Specks before he... Well, I guess not. Wow. Okay. Free hammer.
Alright, so AGA 1 is actually 100% gone. Blue mail, so I mean, the seed is not even an issue now with tons of hearts and now a blue mail. Yeah, this is easy. Just need like another sword. Piece of cake at this point. Wow, that's a stacked mountain. Like everything you could want. And here's Exile picking up all their goods. They're just seeing, okay, where do I start with this?
Oh, speaking of another sword, what a find.
Hey, the seed's like, we trolled you a little bit at the beginning, and now let's just turn it into easy mode.
Yeah, and I guess that sword is something that's actually appropriate to find in the king's grave. It's fine as long as we're using it for the good of the kingdom, right?
You put that sword to good use. It's, tempered sword. Really makes everything easier, so may as well. I'm gonna assume Exile should be following suit. Let's see if he has our map check here.
Oh look, pendant and pod.
Pendant pod, oh great. Pendant
okay,
ice.
So we do need both rods, mirror, Samaria, and flute.
So I think Thieves was one of the reds, so that's free. And, okay. Well,
there's the mirror.
Okay, you may as well just think of a Pyramid Fairy because Swamp is free at this point. That's full cleared.
Wow. Yeah, and then you can do Pyramid Fairy and go right to... I mean, Pendant Pod, but then you can mirror and finish Eastern.
Yeah, I'm
so
not
many
gonna
options.
be... I'm not going to be... I don't think they're going to be too inclined to dip Pendant Pod. But, Pendant Pod has this... If Pod's a pendant, it has this awful reputation of having something you need.
Yeah, Green Pendant Pod, especially earlier this week, had a fun surprise on it.
Alright, so don't really need to care about item counts in Thieves since just got the hammer, so you can just straight up full clear. It should be a pretty easy Thieves for Specks. Rush through that with the Blue Mail Temper Sword. And, okay, Exile is pretty much picking up their goods. Okay, picking up their mountain loot at this point. Let's see if he will follow suit to King's Tomb.
Okay, looks like it. Because that sword is maybe something you could miss for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Graveyard Ledge is going to be a little interesting to see how they're going to route that in. Because that's kind of orphaned. Unless they find the cape. That might help a little bit. At least route their bumper ledge checks in.
Yeah, that might be their best bet. It's not like we've seen Graveyard Ledge decide to erase multiple erases.
I mean, I know I've recently seen one. I think I was just in the chat. I wasn't in the tracking or anything, but called that. I was like, I think Graveyard Ledge might have something. Their go mode, and lo and behold, so almost close to last location.
I think I know what race you're talking about. That was Oh, okay, free gold sword too. Right, Exile getting his mirror. Specks. Trying to go through that locked door, but the key's actually just locking itself.
Yeah, luckily I think that's always the case. If you don't have the key, I don't think blind will ever give the small key.
That is correct.
I mean, in theory he can, but not. I think just for quality of life purposes. I mean, I have seen blind drop the hammer, which is already pretty rude.
Expertly done blind fight there. We're gonna get crystal number 1. Oh, and that heart refill is actually gonna save time here for Specks not having to watch it after.
It's all according to plan. Shaving off those frames. Exile's following suit and will be picking up that gold sword. So, I mean, yeah, you got... what's next? Red mail's popping up, like, early on or something? Silver arrows?
I'm just disappointed we haven't seen a single shield yet. Now, is Specks gonna do Smith Chain while he's here? It would combo nicely into going to Swamp right after.
Yeah.
Actually, the route just like paves itself here.
Oh my gosh!
Nice.
Even the dig game was like, no, let's just one dig. Let's just be done with it. Yeah, so you gotta get the dig game out of the way because I think you can do the dig game with Smithy following you.
Oh, and that powder is actually available now. So, Magic Bat we could do, but even if we kept the mushroom, we don't have Samaria to have done a fake powder.
So, Magic Bat, yeah, that could be one of those leftover checks. It's one of those single rupees. Yeah, so unless, like, Smithy somehow has the red cane, I'm like, oh, hey, I might as well just fake powder, fake powder while I'm at it.
Oh, nice ice rod.
Okay, that's really good since TR is a crystal. It's good to get the ice rod hunt out of the way. It's always a good thing. And Exile, yeah, really, they know they have no key. The key is just locking itself, so no need to worry about that.
Free flute too? Okay, well, okay, I'm just saying everything's free, but I mean, it's, on the ground.
I mean, it's kind of close to vanilla. It's not that far off from its vanilla spot.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, vanilla shovel.
Okay. Okay.
But I think because Specks abandoned the chest, if he were to mirror there, it would make him lose it. I'm no expert on that.
Yeah, he would have had to walk the. If he's kind of committed to this. Oh hey, a shield.
So he can do Combo's tablet. And I guess you don't worry about walking back to do the flute and shovel yet. Like, you just do swamp while it's here. Maybe?
I mean, the options are just like wide open at this point. Man, they can at least go into Mire area. They can do swamp. They can do ice. I mean, without Samaria, it's annoying, but they can do ice. Pyramid Fairy. Yeah, they'll do Pyramid Ledge. Catfish, I'm not sure if they're gonna go on for that check. And then Pendant Pod, that's probably going in the back. Probably would do Eastern first.
Yeah, still one more item on the boss there in Eastern. Well, let's see. So if you finish Swamp, you do Pyramid Fairy, and then you're, around there. You could just go do the shovel and walk back to Kakariko to activate your flute.
Now this is interesting if, let's say, Specks after, maybe thinks about getting that powder. And then pairing Shovel with Magic Bat, something like that. And could go around the back end, get Graveyard Ledge. I don't think either runners checked Skull Woods yet. And Bumper Ledge. It could wrap around the outside of the overworld. See how they want to do this. There's a lot of different routes they can choose here, so.
So how likely do you think it is that Specks will do Left Side Swamp? We have already seen the compass.
I mean, if he finds the map, that might make it a little more likely, because now there would be 2 items. And there's still enough stuff you're missing that, yeah, you may want to take the extra minute and make sure, I've seen a lot of people get burned enough by, say, I've seen, like, get Fire Rod Go Mode on Left Side Swamp or some other stuff, yeah. So don't want to get burned by that. And Exile will be checking Shovel, and that is nothing.
Okay, the big key turned up, but the map is still at large. Oh, well, there's all the money.
Couple 300s already, I believe, in Swamp alone. But yeah, let's see what Argus has. Now, Argus has map that may sway Specks a little more, but if it's an item, then I'm thinking he might just orphan the item. That's a bit of a time investment for a single item.
So Exile decided to go back and activate the flute right away, which it also seems like a perfectly fine decision.
I mean, yeah, that opens up some shortcut stuff. Mire can warp to ice. Could be doing a Mire Scout. I mean, there's no pain in doing that really. We can get some of those checks out of the way. Mire Shed, Checkerboard.
All right, Argus down for the net. We're getting all the important stuff.
Oof, the fillet. Okay, so yeah, that's well, he sold the big chest, and then left side swamp. So I think that's still is that still 2 items?
I believe so.
Yeah, Specks
He's
not
back.
chancing. Yeah, he's not gonna chance anything. I don't even think we've seen Hype Cave yet. Yeah, I don't even think we've seen that
the
yet.
only way this Hype Cave can compete is if it has everything we need for Go Mode at this point. Okay, 1.
Oh my gosh. This seed, wow. I really thought this would have been a 0 out of 10k, but no, that Samaria is automatically giving value. That's hard required. Ooh, that's interesting for Exile, because that really puts Ice and Mire into play with that. Well, I mean, Ice is a pendant, so less convincing. Oh my gosh, more money in Swamp.
3 300s. No way. That's half of the items in Swamp. So, we need a fire rod?
Yeah, I think it's fire rod, possibly cape, depending on bumper ledge. But yeah, I think it's just a fire rod from go mode. Okay, so Specks will be.
How recently was it we were just talking about needing 5 items? We've got 4 of them now.
I mean, it's just like on the way. It's not like you're doing any detours or anything. It's like hype cave. Okay, you're gonna go into that. That's a bunch of items, and oh hey, Samario's just sitting there for you. Well, it's gonna be the other 300 here. Let's see. I think there's still one on large here. Oh my gosh!
Wow. So Exile may not stick around for that because he's got Samaria, and he is in one item go mode here, right? Well, yeah, the same fire rod.
Oh my!
This could be interesting.
So Specks is, yeah, you're not gonna miss hype cave. That's gonna be go mode right here. Oh my gosh! Wow, this seed is just what with 43 minutes and we're in go mode.
This is absurd.
Okay, so at this point we're just clearing dungeons. Yeah, so don't care about Pod. Wow, Pod is not even gonna get touched. Actually, I don't even think we needed to touch a pendant dungeon. Desert had Quake, I believe, so we have to see if Quake was required.
Yeah, we have a chance of getting away with not needing Quake. Alright, so Specks is starting. Oh, he never oh yeah, he didn't get a chance to activate the flute, so he's gonna do that and then Skullwoods, I would assume.
Yeah, I'm looking at his crystal layout. Let's see. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Skullwoods. Then he'll flute to Meyer or Eastern, whichever one. It's not going to matter. He'll just flute to the other one right after. Take out TR, and hey, Hera's going to be Crystal 7. How convenient. That's like as good as you're going to get. You mirror right in front of GT.
So I don't really have a good sense of time scales here, but do you want to hazard a guess as to what the finish time for Specks might be?
Yeah, give me a moment. Let me see how he's dungeon-wise here. Yeah, no, this is not gonna be sub-hour. I mean, that's this is already jet enough, but sub-hour would be like everything would have to like literally run into your path or something. This should be under 110 for sure. I think maybe like 105 or so.
That is an absolutely crazy time. We will have to see what actually happens. But here's a critical decision for Exile. He's got his Swamp Crystal. Is he going to go back for the Fire Rod? Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I can't fault this, that Kane might have, well, he's going for Bombo's tablet, but yeah, the Kane might have drifted him away, and it's not easy to go back in, and again, it's a bit of a time investment to go back in for, in this case, would have been a couple checks. But more often than not, it misses. It's just this time it doesn't. It has what you need.
Yeah, what works out a little bit for him is that Skullwoods and TR are blocked by that Fire Rod. Well, completing TR. Well, okay, it depends on the key layout in TR. But could be forced back there sooner rather than later. Meanwhile, Specks getting crystal number 3 with a very nice moth fight.
Yeah, it's nice that Gold Sword works on Moth. It does Tempered Sword damage. We're not even going to care what's on Ped. feel free to hazard your guesses on anything from garbage to could be silvers on there. Could be like Cane of Burna, K, Shield. Still some stuff. Oh, hey, Quake is required.
Specs, that is not Quake. And interestingly, if you didn't have Quake, you could just mirror and go to Desert to find it.
Yeah, exactly. So even if you didn't have it, you would just dive Pendant Desert. Oh, hey, here's the key on the doorstep. Okay, I'll just go right back to Maya right after this. Yeah, I think this could have been potentially sub-hour if you didn't have that bottleneck at the beginning with having to farm some. I think you didn't really have to farm that much money, but you had that little bottleneck with Zora having the hook shot.
Yeah, if like one of those 300s from Swamp had been somewhere accessible, that would have saved quite a bit of time.
Yeah, so Exile's going to potentially take a little longer because we're looking for that fire rod, and meanwhile Specks really just looking for that big key.
Well, we don't have the Godmire, and our search continues.
So probably the only thing left to find at this point would be just more safeties. You got oh hey, big key. And well,
Nice.
straight to the boss. Just looking for half cost magic, silvers. Which, I mean that's just for speed up Ganon just that little bit more, if anything.
And Exile is still looking for the items in Mire, so he's going to go to Cutscene Chest.
We haven't seen any items yet, right?
I believe you're... Hang on,
No, wait, there was a 50 rupee, so at least one item. Yeah, I forgot the bridge had a 50 rupee.
Right, and I'm thinking about the key logic here. It's if there's a small key on the Firelock side, then the big key has to be there, but not the converse. Is that right? Our tracker confirming yes, that is correct. So no guarantee that this is a small key is the point.
Because
Specks?
the left side is 3 key locked.
Yes, I believe that's the case. Specks going in here on 3 hearts, but he has fairy? No, he doesn't. Okay, good on him to use that red potion.
I mean, there's no problem with that. He's got tons of money. He can always flute to the potion shop for more potions if needed.
And looks like the seed is playing tricks on us. Mire didn't have to have that small key in the cutscene chest, but it did. And Exile has to go back for the big chest, I think.
Okay, so in chat, Fire Rod was on left side swamp. So Specks happened to go back in there, full clear it, and it was rewarded. And Exile, understandably, left. It has a lot of other checks to go to, a lot of other dungeons to clear.
And you have to think, if he had just not gone to Hype Cave before, he might have been incentivized to go back. But, who doesn't go to Hype Cave when it's right there?
Yeah, because without that cane, that would have taken out Meyer and TR and stuff. So a lot of stuff would have been less attractive. You don't have to fire on anyway, but like Meyer would have been less attractive. But yeah, at this point I'm hoping this doesn't turn into like a last location and dive pendant dungeons before you go back into swamp.
Yeah, I mean, Pendant Pod could be pretty tempting right now. You know, I wonder if Specks might feel behind at all. Just in case he thinks Exile had money when he went to Zora the first time, and everything else has basically been on path.
Yeah, I mean, maybe making that left side swamp play, maybe felt like, I had to make a move here. Maybe my opponent didn't do it, and I'm just going to take a shot with this, see what happens. Because given like everything's just falling in place, and you got hook shot so late in last location, I was like, man, I got to be minutes behind at this point. I got to play catch up, take a chance here.
Yeah, we'll have to ask about that in the interview. But didn't you call a vanilla heart container on Armos earlier?
Was that what Armos had?
It could have been the Sank heart, but we don't know. But most likely not.
Well, at least a heart container. So like half the stuff in there was vanilla. Map, compass, boss prize.
Yeah, actually, exactly half. Alright, Exile has got his third crystal, but Specks has 5 and is heading to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's just straight line. It's going to be TR, Mirror, right into Hera, just take out Moldorm really quick, and go right into GT right after that. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be an hour and 5. That looks like too fast for this. TR still takes a little while to clear, and then GT could be a bit of a key hunt there, so I'm thinking, hopefully at least under 110.
Yeah, at this rate, we might even be able to watch the 11 p.m. race. Well, not in its entirety, but, most of it. Okay, Ether for TR, so they were just swapped.
Yeah, that Ether was completely free. I don't think either player was going to miss that. I think that was at the back of Sync. So, no reason. So Exile's going to be following along. I think just clearing out crystal dungeons, which is reasonable. Clear out, hope you get the item you need. And then you can just have to go back to Skull Woods.
But Ether Tablet first from Exile. Hey, nice half magic.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. We're not going to turn that down. It's not what we're looking for, but safeties are always good. Always helps for Trinex. Magic can be really limiting there, so having that safety is always a good thing.
And I guess the good news for Exile is without that Fire Rod, if he went to TR, he would be immediately locked out.
So we can see, let's see, after he does, he'll probably do Spike Cave after, because that's like all that's left on the mountain that, I can't do TR. That's straight up locked. You might actually take a look in there though. But yeah, we'll be locked out, and then it's kind of decision time. Probably going to go to the Eastern, and take out that crystal, and then it's when does he pull the trigger to go back into Swamp?
Well, at least he's not going to lose time being forced to do Hera Basement.
Yeah, because I think we already got both items out of there. It's pretty much junk, but there's always going to see 2 items.
Oh, ouch.
Troll Dorm striking there.
Okay, so Specks skipped Lava Chest and the big chest. I think this is like that 3% thing where you could get burned. But most likely not. Exile picking up crystal number 4.
Specks has to be a little bit careful on the magic, because I don't know if he's got any safeties. I don't know if he went to buy a potion or anything.
I don't believe he did.
So luckily they have gold swords, and that does make Trinex a bit easier. Potentially can get 0 cycle. Should be at worst of 1 cycle.
Nice heart refill. There's the small key, so no trouble. And Specks is off.
Everything just lining up nicely here. Just right on the Trinex. That's a nice, oops. Okay, that's not going to matter because of the magic refill, so that's no big deal. And Exile is going to... Actually, it's probably a good thing here, finally going to get locked out of TR. So that's going to divert him elsewhere.
Looks like he's... He has the mirror. He doesn't... Wait, what is he doing? Is there something... No, there isn't. Huh, okay.
Yeah, he's got to realize he doesn't have a key here. He's fire rod locked.
And Specks with an impressive Trinex kill. Exile not going back for Spike Cave, I suppose. And crystal number 6 for Specks.
Yeah, he's just steamrolling along here. I'm pretty sure he's going to get under 110 unless GT Bicky really trolls with like tile room 22 or something. Could be like between 105 to 110.
Either way, it's probably the fastest seed I've seen so far in this tournament. But there have been a lot of seeds that I haven't seen, so who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. It's not one of those like trolley seeds that I've seen some of them that go the other direction are like 150 because it's like last locationing everything in the corners. It's just a nightmare to find any progression. You can have that type of stuff. Specks into, yep, gonna Hera, take out Hera, and Exile gonna be, let's see, are you gonna do Eastern first, or are you gonna, okay, look at the Eastern first, or maybe dipping Pod after that.
Yeah, it makes sense to clear your crystal dungeon. There's a chance you get your go mode.
Alright, so at this point, may as well start putting your, oh, okay, that's gonna like, into the penalty hole. Okay, so that's gonna delay things a little bit. So at this point, it may as well start putting numbers in chat for where the GT big key is going to be, because he's going to be going to GT right after Hera. It's going to be 1 through 22 checks where you think the big key is going to be.
I like that guess of 3 tile room. That's bold, very bold. And Specks getting crystal number 7 at 1 hour and 2 minutes, 40 seconds.
Yeah, that's fast. That's fast in the GT at that point. So let's see. Where? What is this big key going to be like in Hope Room or something? First check in Hope Room, or the Torch or something to be. It's like, here, let's just let you climb as fast as possible.
Specks does only have 5 arrows, so he is at least going to need to pay attention to that on the climb. Alright, we're into GT. Well, it's not number 1. Oh, we're getting closer to the mirror shield.
Okay, second shield. So through check 5 with nothing.
Oh, and we do get confirmation from Exile that it was not the Sankart on Armos, so it was completely vanilla.
Okay, so 6, 7, nothing. Got a lot of keys.
Oh, Exile is not going into pod. He's fluting away. I think he remembered he's got Pyramid Fairy, and then Pyramid, and then go into pod, maybe?
Okay, if he goes down to Swamp, that's gonna be a good move. Good save here if he goes down back into Swamp here. It doesn't look like it. Red Boomerang. Key there. That was check, I think
Number
10.
10? Weird. Second consecutive seed I've calmed where it was number 10 and nobody won.
Oh, okay, well, okay. At least the pots have extra arrows.
Yep, and he didn't despawn at that time.
Yeah, so 10 was the big key. And closest was 11. A couple people guessed 11. Oh, hey, there's Cape.
I don't think we ever got a look at Bumper Ledge, did we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so Exile's gonna go grab that.
Yeah, I mean, not that it really matters, but yeah, he doesn't know, so he might actually go check Bumper Ledge, could go check Graveyard Ledge. Oh, that's going to be some really out of the way checks. I mean, at least we'll be getting to see these, and if there's anything in them. Kind of curious where Silver Arrows could be. I mean, probably just sitting in pod or ice at this point. So Exile going for the catfish check, so we're going to see some stuff that I'm kind of curious what are on these edges here.
Okay, Berna.
Okay, nice to know where that was.
That was an interesting Wizrobes too there with the bow by Specks. He's conserving his magic on purpose, it looked like, for this room. Because he has no safeties.
Yeah, if he runs out of magic, that's bad. And it doesn't have silvers, so I mean, there's no point in holding onto arrows. I'm not sure if he's gonna check anything up here. He might check validation, maybe the chest before that. And they're kind of in the way, maybe. Oh, no, he's gonna check everything on the top here. Okay, let's see.
Interesting.
Okay, extra pack of arrows, I mean, that's fine.
Having a little trouble with the bombs there. Down to 4 hearts, no powder. I missed Spike Cave, I don't think it was important.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything. Yeah, it's a little low on the heart. Yeah, it doesn't have any safeties. No cape, no cane. Maybe we know where they are. Nope, not gonna check that.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, so he might have to play it a little bit safe on this Aga too. Still have a little bit of room, but in case you get some bad patterns, you may want to just play it a little conservatively. Okay, nice double.
Nice double.
Okay, Hobo with nothing. That's just more money.
Alright, one more hit here.
I think Aga got kind of jammed in that corner. Didn't fire anything there. So it looked like 2-1-2-1. And yeah, probably just gonna go take a stab at Ganon here. I mean, at the worst, you take a game over and get some extra health for another try.
Alright, dropping into Ganon, 6 seconds shy of 1 hour 10.
Okay, so it is going to be a little over 110. Again, that beginning probably stalled off enough time and this could have been easily like low 1-0s without that bottleneck at the beginning. Probably would be too optimistic with that 105 guess because it's still a lot of dungeons to complete and a lot of them, like TR, you can't really skip. So, but still, this is really fast.
Yeah, that was some nice fire bat dodging at the end of phase 2 there.
Yeah, it doesn't have a lot of health. Gotta make everything count. Let's see, silvers are gonna be... Yeah,
okay.
Not surprising. In somewhere where you would probably never go into. Yeah, so silver arrows and pretty much the dirty pendant, or the red pendant, so there's no reason to dip into ice, and who knows how deep in ice it is.
Wow, Exile cannot catch a break here. Both items are in the back of Skullwoods. Or wait, there's a chest here. Okay, one item in the back of Skullwoods. But Ganon is down for Specks.
Alright, get your GGs in chat for Specks. Finishing up this actually rather speedy seed after you get past the bottleneck. Finishing up with a time of 1:11:49. GGs.
Yeah, what a speedy seed. Like, wow.
I don't remember how long... What was their time at when they got the hook shot? And then, like, probably 45 minutes later, or 50 minutes later, to finish the whole seed. And shortly after Exile putting up the forfeit.
I mean, makes sense. You don't even know where your fire rod is. You got 2 dungeons to do and all of GT. And your opponent's somehow finished. Like, my goodness.
Yeah, I think he might have an idea of where the bottleneck was.
Well, our runners have been informed that they were on Restream, and hopefully should be joining us for an interview momentarily.
Oh, so that's what they call the hook shot, huh? Tickle beam. I wouldn't even think that would be for the hook shot.
Anybody who doesn't feel like sticking around, we have Ahab versus Telethar on SpeedGaming 2 happening right now. It just started 10 minutes ago.
Okay, and you're joined in the chat by our winner, Specks. GG's.
Thank you very much, Pixcalibur and Blue Link. Appreciate it. I didn't even know I was on Restream. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
We figured when this the race started a little bit ahead of schedule. No problem though. We managed to cope with it, and you really put on an exciting race, you two. That was certainly something.
Thank you very much. I'm just glad to be here.
Yeah, GG's Exile.
GG's. Where did the fire rod turn up?
Left side swamp.
Oh, dang. I should have turned around with the big key.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Yeah, it was after swamp that I was feeling pretty wayward, and I was betting that it was probably somewhere off in pod, but I also thought that's the orthodox play, and if I go there, I'm going to just lose on execution.
Yeah, so I went into this race, so obviously, you know, like, I'm a more experienced player. I know I'm a lot faster.
Mhm.
Like, you know, I just played more. Like,
Oh,
right
yeah,
now, it's
yeah.
that way. So, you know, knowing that I just know, like, I should just play really safe. I'm not going to skip anything, because I know in my situation, I can give up a minute and a half there or in different spots. So, in this seed, because, you know, I went to that swamp, all I needed was Fire on Samaria, and, you know, we still had, like, half the game. I normally, in any race, when I skip left side swamp, I would say it's actually the correct choice to skip left side swamp in like a competitive race. But because I knew I was faster, I knew it was left side swamp had anything. I knew that's one of the ways. Like if you did it and I didn't, and it did something like Fire Rod, that's one of the ways I would lose. So I just covered my bases and did it, even though I complained the whole time. Got Fire Rod, and I'm like, well, I'm glad I didn't skip that. And then got Samaria in Hype Cave, and yeah, I was in go mode and made it a lot easier. But I think you skip the left side swamp is actually, I'll say, the correct choice. And I hope you don't feel bad about it.
No, I don't feel bad about it. I get to learn stuff, so that's cool. I mean, I was watching the VOD yesterday to pick up on some optimizations I didn't know about, so that was great. I'd love to be here.
Yeah, because I mean, I thought like, let's say you had Samaria from Hype Cave. I was like, okay, well maybe Left Side Swamp only has that 1 or 2 items, and you got Mire, you got other checks, other dungeons.
Yeah,
I was like, there's a lot of stuff that Firerock could easily just end up there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So just went for the clears, went for the dungeons, and then after I was out of dungeons, like, okay.
Yeah, because I mean the only real bottleneck of this was the hook shot.
I got last location on that one.
Yeah.
Same.
I think both of you got hard last location on because you did Eastern, and I was like, oh boy, is it gonna be? Because I already saw like how much money you had. I was like, oh, I think he's setting up Houlihan after this. If nothing is in Eastern, that's a Houlihan to get. And I was thinking, well, I'm not sure if it's going to be Hammer or Mids. I think it's going to be something that's going to just extend the thing out. And oh hey, hook shot, and then that Paradox cave.
That Paradox was insane.
It was, yeah.
That was like, was that Flipper? I know Hammer was in Hookshot Cave.
It was Flippers.
Had the mitts, right?
It had Master Sword.
Yep.
And I thought it had one other thing.
A bow.
Yeah, bow.
And another 300 below to cover any money needs.
Yes.
And, it's like,
yep.
I was like, wow, this is got to be one of the most hype. And that can make things very difficult because it's like, well, where do you go after this? Because everything opens up at that point, and it's like.
I often find the mitts paralyzing as like what I would call a novice runner.
Yeah, because it opens up some really out of the way checks. I mean, luckily you're on Dark Death Mountain. May as well just get that out of the way, so at least you don't have to take another trip back there. Well, you got the bow, you got flippers, and then as I was expecting, okay, Hype Cave, this should be trash because it has like you got all the stuff ready. Nope, it has Samaria. I'm like, oh wow, this seems. Because I think after that, the seed just kind of gave itself to you because it's just like all the items are just falling into place. Mirror fell into place.
All 3 medallions early, so we didn't need to check entrances.
Mm-hmm. Ice Rod was on Smith, so okay, that's fine. That's an easy find right there.
Since we had the mirror at the time, yeah.
I think Flute was also basically almost vanilla. It was just in K45. The only thing that wasn't, you found half-cost magic. That was on Ether. Silvers, nobody was going to get silvers. Not that you needed it. Early gold sword, whatever, that's fine.
Yeah, super fast swords.
Specks, I did want to ask though, is the reason you didn't immediately mirror to check the shovel because you had abandoned the purple chest and you would have lost it if you did that?
Yeah, I would have lost the purple chest. I was actually pretty angry when I got the shovel. I was complaining about it on my stream. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with going back and grabbing the purple chest, walking back to the shovel area, checking. I'm like, I don't really need Samaria and Fire Rod. I have so many dungeons on the way right now and like on the way checks. If for some reason I'm not in Goma when that's all done, I figured I would just come back later, like whenever and check shovel later. It's not that bad to come back for. And I figured the time investment to check shovel later as an isolated check was as fast or faster than going back and grabbing the purple chest and then walking back to do the shovel check and go through the mirror portal a few times. And I'm like, it makes no sense to delay this now. So that was my reasoning.
You know, it's really impressive just like how fast all these decisions are being made, among some of the top runners. Just not being able to see that, while you're playing, but asking about it, it's, lots to absorb.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else happened in the sea, but yeah, I know this wasn't the race you guys watched, but yesterday, the race Exile that I had, we ended up actually having, for me at least, it was Moon Pearl Go mode in yesterday's Cavs Boots race. So we got 2 kind of jet seeds. This one was not as jet because Left Side Swamp was a terrible location in the seed. Outside
and we had
of
to,
that, it gave you everything.
Check to get the Zora too for the shot. Yeah, but
Zora's
apart from that, very fast, very generous seed.
Yeah, the Zora thing, at least like pretty much everybody, because where money was in the seed, pretty much everybody who plays it is going to lacicate Zora. Because you don't really want to do a Houlihan in the Cavs Boots race like until you have to. Like it's too slow. it's going to be a last locate.
Yeah.
So
That's interesting, because I was going to ask if you felt at all behind having last located that hookshot, but I guess the answer is no.
Nope, I knew when that happened. I'm like, unless my opponent is someone who just always hula hands at the beginning, which is a very specific like anti-meta strat to do, that 9 times out of 10 is going to lose you time. I'm like, unless they did that, they also had the same issue with Zora. So I'm like, I pretty much guaranteed that we both last located it.
Yep. I think the only category where I aggressively hula hand like that is probably Double Down, since so many of the chests get replaced, and you just don't get money otherwise.
And it makes sense in that mode, yes.
Yeah.
It just the modes like Retrance where hula hand makes sense. Otherwise, you usually delay until you're like, okay, I have to get the money right now.
Yep.
Or like, if I had enough money when I first was going down to Mini Moldum Cave, to Ice Rod Cave, and then Water Rock, if I had enough money to if I then hula hand before that, I would have done it. But I only had like 190 rupees, so that plus hula hand would only put me in the low 400s. And I didn't want to then grind more money from like, one of the rupee caves behind one of the, glove lock entrances.
I'm like,
that's too slow. But like, the correct choice, if you want to be like safe in that situation, if you did have like 280 rupees or more, like enough to come out to hula hand, you'd have zero money. I think you should hula hand and get the money for Zora. If you're playing safe, if you're trying to cut some time versus someone who's a bit faster than you, then it makes sense to take the risk and skip Zora forever. But if you feel like you don't want to take that skip, you should pretty much always do the hula hand in that scenario. If you know you're going to be in Kaz boots, it makes sense.
I think I like that play, and I'd probably go with it if I had the Moon Pearl, since you can just water walk into the waterfall and then follow that up with the Zora. So if you finish Kakariko with the Moon Pearl and no flippers and about 280 rupee, that sounds like a good call.
Well, if you have boots, that also works. Boots or Moon Pearl work, so you don't need the Moon Pearl and cast boots for that.
Oh, that's right. You only need the Moon Pearl if it's a fake flipper into Waterfall.
Correct. If it's a Water Rock, you're fine.
Yep.
Yeah. But so like an open, then I would. Yeah, I would. An open, I'll never. I only do that if I have boots. Because if you have boots, you pretty much always want to do that Water Rock. It's
real quick.
Even if you don't have the Zoro money, you pretty much do it anyway.
Yeah, it's just 2 items.
Yeah. And you can Zoro Ledge.
Yeah, and I don't think if you do Water Walk, even if you get like a heart container in there, it's not gonna mess up. Like Moon Pearl, you have to go out and back in. But I think Water Walk, you just open up the chest. It doesn't matter what you get in there. So, but both of you kind of did that. You just kind of went around because more often than not, you're going to get money, and most seeds you're going to get like a 300 somewhere, some other scattered 50s, and you have enough money anyway. You don't need to do hula hand. So you both kind of saving it until the end that, okay, I've done everything I could. There's not enough money lying around. I'm going to get whatever I can get from around and then do the hula hand to get to the remainder amount of money.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Anything
I don't
else
think
to talk about?
I can't think of anything else to comment on, except that I'm looking forward to my further races in the group. Enjoying the Kaz Boots journey.
Yeah, and you did really well in today's race. You weren't terribly far behind at all, just until the left side swamp thing.
Yep, and route divergences and randomizer stuff happens. It's randomizer, so all I care about is my execution up to the points. If I feel like I made the right decisions up to a point, I can be happy with that, and I can critique what I did in every room along the way.
Yeah, because I think in the seed you did everything right, as Specks mentioned, skipping left side swamp. Most people probably would skip it, and it almost takes like a bit more experience and kind of that sense to be able to tell that, maybe I should dip in here early rather than later. It's not like a key sanity or some mode where there's a lot more items in there that maybe I need to full clear the place. But otherwise, everything you did was kind of spot on route.
Even though the decisions were wrong, I feel good about making them, so I think that's okay.
That's the important thing. They're never going to always be right for the seed. So it's good to feel that way.
Yeah, every seed's different. Yeah, you never want to get into a spot where, oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Because then you're gonna get stuck running in circles. You know, you want to learn to commit to a route, even if it's wrong. It's just wrong for this seed. Another seed, it easily could be right. So, yeah, just this more consistency.
All right, and let's see. If I want to rewatch with the commentary, and I'll want to pass it over to anybody who is tuning into my stream, where do I go for that? Is there a VOD that is both of the? Is there a VOD that is both of us running side by side with commentary?
Yes, I'm just not sure exactly when you would, how long after this you'd be able to find it. But yeah.
I believe the VOD's always up right away. You can just go into the channel, click on the VOD.
Oh, it's on this Twitch channel?
Okay.
Yeah,
yes. Yep. Yeah, SpeedGaming 3. Yeah, you can just watch that. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, sorry our audios were bad. We did not realize we were being restreamed, so yeah, sorry about that. Otherwise, I would have turned the mic off. So
it'll teach me to check the schedule. So all right.
Well, it gave us a good laugh over here, scrambling to get things together.
I guess we're keeping you on your toes before the brackets.
I mean, good thing it's casual boots. Like the first 5 minutes, it's like, you know, it's the same stuff. So unless there's something really interesting,
that's true.
The
Yeah.
first 5 minutes, it's you've got time to get things in place.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I was happy to talk with y'all. You have a good evening.
GG's Exile, and thank you, Blue Link and Excalibur, for the comms. Super appreciate it. Always super cool to have people, you know, put on a restream. And thank you, Area, for tracking. And thank you, everyone, for the restream, and everyone for watching.
Yeah, thank you too for. Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the GG's, but yeah, both you, Specks and Exile, great runs here.
And of course, thank you everyone for tuning in. As I mentioned earlier, right now on SpeedGaming 2, we have Ahab versus Telethar. And I actually have to go right now because I am tracking for that race. So thanks, Pixcalibur, for joining me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks, Blue Link. Nice doing commentary with you. And also thanks to our tracker artist, Dark2942. Keeping track of all the items, keeping us up to speed on everything. But yeah, again, we got another game going on SpeedGaming 2, Ahab versus Telethar. So you want to swing by over there, watch some more Casual Boots action. Otherwise, tomorrow we can see what games. Just kind of check the schedule, see what games we can put on the schedule, and just kind of keep track of the schedule, see any games you're interested in looking at. Again, this is Pixcalibur. And we'll see you guys in the next race.